In a mountain village perched between pine-covered slopes and the blue edge of the sky lived a boy named Leo. He was not particularly mischievous nor dishonest, but he was impatient, restless in the way young people are when the world feels too slow. The village had a tradition. Each child, on their 13th birthday, was assigned a role for the good of the community. Bakers, carpenters, weavers, and shepherds. Leo, despite his protests and love for stories, was made a shepherd. His task is to guard the flock in the eastern pastures and blow the horn if wolves came down from the northern woods. "The wolves haven't come in years," Leo muttered on his first day, trudging through a dew-wet grass. "Why give me a horn for an enemy that doesn't exist?" Still, he sat on the ridge, watching over the sheep, bored to tears. He carved sticks into swords, sketched battle scenes in the dirt, and composed songs that no one would hear. By the third day, loneliness gnawed at him. He remembered how, during festivals, the villagers gathered when the horn blew, rushing with spears, ready to defend. The idea came swift and dangerous. What if he blew the horn just to see them come? Just once. So Leo raised the horn to his lips and blew 3 long, trembling notes. Within minutes, the villagers arrived. Axes, pitchforks, and blades. They surged over the hill, eyes wild. "Where?" shouted the mayor. Leo paused, suddenly nervous. But pride overruled shame. "They ran into the trees," he said. "Fast. I scared them off." Murmurs of admiration followed. "Quick-thinking boy," some said. "A real guardian." The next day, he did it again. This time, he added, "There were 2 of them, huge, gray as smoke." The praise was even greater. He liked the attention. He liked being important. But on the 4th day, when he reached for the horn, something inside him hesitated. He held it, then lowered it. No sound, no lie. Instead, he sat quietly, hoping the day would pass on its own. That's when the wolves came. Real ones. 3, lean and hungry, eyes golden with hunger and curiosity. They stood at the edge of the woods, assessing the flock. Leo panicked. He grabbed the horn and blew with all his might. Once, twice, a 3rd time. No one came. He blew again. Still, nothing but the wind and the soft bleating of sheep. By the time he descended into the pasture, shouting and flailing his stick, 2 lambs had been taken. Blood marked the grass. The rest of the flock had scattered in a blind panic. Leo returned to the village alone, sheep trailing behind, tear-streaked and exhausted. "I blew the horn," he said. "They didn't believe me." The mayor folded his arms. "You cried wolf when there were none. Why should we believe you now? Trust is easy to break, child, hard to rebuild." Leo tried to explain, but the damage was done. That night he sat in his room, staring at the moon, haunted by guilt. He had wanted to be heard, and now he was truly alone. But the story does not end there. The next morning, Leo rose before dawn and returned to the pasture. He found tracks, examined tufts of fur left on the low brush, and mapped the wolves' paths. The wolves were not random. They were testing the edge, watching the flock, planning. He spent the next days silently preparing. He studied the terrain, marked places where traps might work, and began fortifying the pasture. He dug small pits and left bells hanging from trees to alert him to movement. And he didn't blow the horn. Not once. A week passed, then another. One evening, as twilight draped the world in deep blue, the wolves returned. Leo saw the bell sway, heard the soft chime, and leapt into action. He lit a torch and rushed to his traps. The first wolf snarled as it caught its leg in a pit. The others backed off, confused by the ringing bells. Leo shouted, drove them back, and stood firm between them and his sheep. They left, snarling into the dark. The next day, he led the villagers to the trap. They saw the blood, the claw marks in the earth, the broken branches. The mayor looked long at Leo, seeing the torn piece of gray fur. "You did this?" "I did," Leo said. "Without the horn?" The mayor stepped forward. "Why didn't you call us?" Leo looked down. "Because I hadn't earned it back. Not yet." There was silence, then a slow nod from the mayor. "You've earned more than that." In the weeks that followed, the villagers helped him build a watchtower, taught him better ways to defend the flock, and once more trusted his horn. But Leo didn't blow it lightly again. He learned that truth is not just words. It is consistency, action, and patience. And he learned that trust, once broken, can be rebuilt, but only with time, humility, and quiet courage. And so, the boy who once cried wolf became the one who kept the wolves at bay.